Hello and welcome to Soaking Up Life with me, Emily Atack, the show where we talk all about glorious transformations. Today I'm joined by TV presenter and journalist. She's an all-round icon, legend. It's the one and only Stacey Dooley.
Oh, what a treat this is.
This is such a treat.
Emily, you look, and I'm not being polite. Stop. No, I'm deadly serious. 10-10.
No.
How are you feeling?
Terrible.
Yeah. But
no, it's the most exciting thing in the world.
It's all I talk about though. I'm such
Good.
a bore.
Good.
I can't begin to tell you.
Well, we'll get to all of that.
There you go.
You're a fellow Lutonian, is that right?
Do you know, how did I not know that you were born in Luton?
Born in Luton. Well, you're proper Luton.
I'm like LU2.
Oh my
Oh
my God. What were you like at school? Were you naughty, popular? I can imagine I'd want to hang out with you.
Yeah. No, I was quite fun. I was chaos actually. I didn't really kind of respect authority.
No.
Do you know what I mean? I was quite outrageous, but not unkind, just a bit.
Yeah.
Just sort of did whatever I fancied.
Quite a strong-minded person.
Yeah, quite scrappy, a bit sort of leery.
Yeah.
Left school, didn't do my GCSEs. Knew it all.
Same.
See ya, I'm off.
So when did you realise you wanted to work in journalism? Because that's a very strong-headed thing to do.
Yeah, it was a total coincidence. I sort of fell into it. I know everyone sort of says that, but it was really unorthodox. My kind of, I hate the J word, but my journey.
Yeah.
So I left school. I was working at Luton Airport. I was like the perfumes girl. So you're trying to get on your flight to Benidorm, and I'm trying to sell you a bottle of Izumi.
I'd buy it off you.
No, fine. Yeah. Can you just take a few, please? Because then I can go home. So I was there, Emily, for years actually. Sort of met my gang there.
Yeah.
And then there was a series called Blood, Sweat and T-Shirts.
Blood, Sweat and T-Shirts.
Which was...
I was just about to say, that was kind of what everyone knew you for originally.
Yeah, so that aired 1,000 years ago. But the premise was really straightforward. It was like they wanted 6 British consumers and sort of showed us how like fast fashion, how we were sort of complicit, I suppose, and the idea that we were really into sort of disposable fashion and brought us to India. And it was like, there's all these sort of kids and child labour's an issue, and actually this is sort of really unfair.
So was the transition from kind of school, skip the GCSEs, whatever, and then was it kind of straight into telly? It was like journalism, straight segue into telly, and it was kind of mixed together, or? Yeah,
I suppose. So I sort of was at the airport, and then I saw the advert for Blood, Sweat.
Yeah.
But loads of people had applied. So I thought, if I get it, brilliant. If I don't, no hassle.
Well, you're still a teenager then, were you?
I would have been.
Yeah.
Like 19, 20.
Yeah.
And then I did Blood, Sweat. And then the guy who was in charge of the channel at the time, Danny Cohen, did you ever meet him?
I might have done.
Like a real
Probably
goodie.
know the face.
He was in charge of BBC Three.
Yes.
And he called me in.
Right.
And was just such a gent. He said, Stacey, I sort of found you really curious and quite inquisitive, and I wondered if you fancied your own series. And I was like,
Go on then.
Do you know what? But I couldn't, you can't comprehend that that's even a possibility, can you, at that age?
Yeah. So young as well.
Yeah.
Still a teenager. Most people are, doing God knows what. I dread to think what I was doing when I was a teenager.
Yeah. So I was just very lucky. I mean, sort of right place, right time. And then was commissioned 2 60 Minutes. They were quite well received, and then the rest is history.
Yeah. Did you find you were recognised quite quickly that being on telly at such a young age, it kind of gives you this overnight fame and success really quickly? You have to grow up quite quickly.
Do you know what? Probably not. Because for the first few years, sort of, my early 20s, I think people recognised me if they watched BBC Three. Yeah. But actually, otherwise, I was sort of under the radar, so it was quite nice. I was able to do gigs that I really enjoyed. Yeah. But the tabloids weren't interested in me at that point.
Well, it was a bit different then with tabloids. Well, I think they've always been very naughty.
Lovely, haven't they? Just.
But yeah, well, I was going to ask how you sort of deal with that kind of pressure, because, I did the In-Betweeners when I was like 17.
I was just thinking that you'd have been younger than
that. And I think it was before social media. Do you kind of remember that transition of kind of, did you get any negative press or any negativity that you had to deal with? Especially in journalism, it's like you have to hit these really difficult subjects, as a young woman in quite a male-dominated space. Like, how was that?
That's exactly right. I mean, it was like, I think people couldn't understand. They sort of found I think they found it quite bizarre that I had been given a space at the current affairs table. Mm-hmm. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Because I wasn't Uxbridge and I wasn't sort of journalistically trained, and I think they couldn't understand why I'd been given the stage. But I remember Danny saying to me, actually, you'll feel a real temptation to conform. He went, but do you know what? I've not asked you to do these because I want you to turn into this sort of middle-class journo. I've asked you to do these because I sort of like your approach.
I really like that he saw that, because I think,
and you never forget those people, do you?
Totally,
and so I think early doors at the start of my career, everyone was a bit like, what's going on? And do you know what? That's fair enough, actually. Like, the older I get, I think, like, people are truly entitled to their own opinions. But I think sometimes it was just, it was quite cruel. Like, some of the kind of commentary surrounding my participation was unnecessarily cruel.
It's just sexist bollocks, isn't it?
It was like drenched in misogyny on reflection. And I just think, I don't really let it penetrate.
Obviously, going from all those things to then going into a huge show like Strictly. How did you kind of deal with that transition?
Yeah, Strictly is a different beast.
Yes.
Man. Like, I hadn't anticipated that there would be such an appetite surrounding my personal life.
Yes.
You know, sort of, and I love Strictly. Like, it was so, it was like a lengthy school trip. It was just,
that's a really funny way to describe it.
I had the best time, and I obviously met, you know, the father of my child.
Yes,
like, it's been so monumental. But I think I just didn't realise how enormous a show it was.
Yeah.
Like, I'd always loved it from a distance.
It's the biggest show on television.
Legit.
Yeah.
And it's like every Saturday, it's like 11, 12 million people sat there on their sofa with like a bottle of wine and, you know what I mean? Just like dissecting every part of you.
Brilliant.
I loved it. I just loved it.
You were good at it, you see.
Yeah. But that's, I suppose, when I was... I was a bit more public facing when I did Strictly.
Yeah.
And then everyone's just got a very sort of clear opinion in terms of who you are.
Can I ask you some details about Strictly? I'm obsessed.
If you've never done it, have you?
No,
Would you do it?
I can't really dance. It's
but that
not
doesn't matter.
No.
They don't, do you know what? They don't
dance in the club.
They don't love it when you're amazing.
Right.
Because you know what the Brits
That's
are
to be a journey,
They're like
doesn't
an
it?
underdog. Yeah. So like week 2, I was all over the shop.
You were incredible.
No, and I was. It's just.
Are you trained in dancing or performing or anything?
No.
What?
I mean, I did. I was in a Midsummer Night's Dream when I was 11.
Yeah. Oh my God, me too.
I was Stop.
Tanya.
Stop. I was pucking the green tights. Pulled up to my tits.
Oh. Can't imagine it.
Yeah, no. But yeah, they just love it when you can't dance.
Yeah.
As long as you're trying and you can't take it too seriously.
Was the routine really strict? Did you dance with your now partner?
Yeah.
So he was your partner.
How cheesy.
On the thing. No, it's so romantic.
It's
lovely. We're just having like little secret snogs in the training sessions.
No, nothing that exciting. It is literally just like, oh, that rondé's not quite right. Do you want to give it another go? And me going, okay, and sort of being mildly obsessed with ballroom for 3 months.
God.
Yeah.
So he must have, was he a really good teacher?
Yeah. He's such a goodie.
Yeah.
He's such a goodie. I really liked him.
And what was like the everyday routine? You sort of go to the studio, do your thing, interviews. It's a lot, isn't it?
Yeah. So I was, so I was getting there earlier because I was so useless. And I was dancing against Ashley Roberts,
a pussycat doll.
An actual pussycat doll.
Oh my God.
Who was also a total sweetheart.
And you won?
I did beat a pussycat doll and Faye from Steps.
Oh my God.
So yeah. I'll be dining out on that for years.
I would.
Both magic, both great girls. But I was obviously like dancing against Ashley, Faye. Like I just looked daft, so I had to put more hours in. So we'd get there silly o'clock, cup of tea, couple of hours. I remember actually week 2, week 6 and week 10 being such a ball ache. And actually, I think I was just hormonal.
Yeah.
I was super hormonal.
Yeah.
And I was due on. And there was such a sense of urgency to get this routine nailed by Friday afternoon.
Yeah.
Else I'm going to look really, really ridiculous.
I know, you don't want to be spinning around when you've got a tampon hanging out.
No, you don't. You don't want that flying round.
No.
Hitting Stuart, the warm-up guy. Yeah. Do you know, in the final as well, I had a move where I was doing their skirt, bang, 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 and I flashed. Yeah, I mean, it was like a built-in.
Yeah, you have a little leotards and all of that, yeah.
But yeah. Anything to win.
Oh,
literally literally got my fanny out.
Well, we've all got to do what we've got to do.
We've all got to do what we've got to do.
This episode is brought to you by Soap & Glory Spectacular Lips Lip and Cheek Oil. The colour of the lip oil transforms on your lips and cheeks to create your own unique shade of pink. Right, so I'm excited to show you this.
Show me, Em, what we've got.
This is the Spectacular Lips. It's a lip oil and it's not sticky, which I really like. It's a nice stain as well, but it stains each person's lips differently, like a slightly different colour.
Like a mood ring.
Yes.
You really look the part.
Get a good snog out of that.
That's lovely.
Right, you keep that.
Oh, I'll
That's yours.
keep it, will I?
Keep it.
Thank you. And look,
Put
I've
it in
got
one
all
of your
these pockets.
20 pockets.
Yeah, there you go.
Do you get homesick, like when you have to, be away so much for things like that? Like with having a baby, how has that changed your routine when you get home from a long day?
I never really had a routine.
No.
You know, sometimes people are like, they've got like regimes and they sort of do things.
I've only just got into my skincare routine
because
of Soap & Glory.
No, fine. Yeah, so you're all sorted.
Yeah.
But I've never been that sort of militant. I often go to bed with my makeup on.
Yeah.
Sometimes I don't do my teeth.
I think it's a generation thing because all the young people, they're all like doing all that.
Yeah.
But like I've had to really force myself to do it.
Well, at least you're doing it. Like I'll have this on for until Thursday.
But you're someone that strikes me as a very together person and you're good at self-care.
Really?
Yeah, that's how you sort of seem to me.
Oh,
I completely wrong?
No, I love that I'm giving that off because I suppose, I mean, the last year or so, I've obviously had my baby, so things have totally changed.
Yeah.
Prior to that, I was a bit all over the shop. I'd be in different hotel rooms, wouldn't be at home for months at a time. My boyfriend tours. He's like a dancer and actor, so he's all over. So we're sort of grabbing moments whenever we can.
Yeah.
But I do like being at home and I do like a cup of tea in bed and I do like the telly on.
You've got a beautiful home.
I have got a lovely home.
Yeah, we need to talk about your house porn.
Fine.
So I think I put a picture up once on my Instagram of my kitchen.
Yeah,
and you're like, please, you're like, more of this, please. I love house porn.
I
was like, oh, house porn. I've never heard of house porn. Now I use it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so your house is lovely. And I feel maybe, is that kind of part of your self-care routine? Like you keep your house beautiful, your house proud?
Yeah, I wonder if it is.
Yeah.
I love my home and I feel really lucky to have it. Like it's not lost on me.
Yeah.
It's such a treat to have your own home.
Yeah.
And actually I bought a flat in Brighton. Was the first home I bought. And when you get the keys and you can't believe it. Like it's just, I loved my little flat. It was like a studio flat.
Yeah.
And then I got another one in London and now we've just moved up north and it is a really stunning home.
Are you up north?
Yeah, and I love it.
Oh, lovely.
I'm that idiot, Emily, that comes into Euston and I'm totally repulsed.
Yeah, like everyone's in a rush.
Everyone's in a rush.
Yeah.
It stinks. The air's filthy. No one's got any manners. Yeah, I'm all like that, kicking off at Euston.
Oh God.
So
what things do you do in life to kind of make you feel more relaxed, would you say?
I think that's such a cliche, but being at home, I love being at home. I feel like I'm really sort of chill at home with my gang.
Which shows, doesn't it? If you keep like a really lovely vibe going on, you just want to be at home.
I just want to be at home.
Yeah.
I want to be on that overpriced sofa that my child has covered in hummus.
Yeah.
And I want the telly
smeared
on.
hula hoops into the
Thanks ever
cushions.
So much for that because actually it took me a long time to save up for that. But my gang, Kev, Minnie, my mum's around the house a lot. I'm just very dull. There's nothing hedonistic about me. There's nothing rock and roll.
You don't strike me as someone that would get FOMO on like when everyone's out.
In fact,
doing
don't
stuff.
ask.
You're just like,
don't invite me.
Maybe that's why you're such a positive person. But I mean, because you radiate positivity. I've always thought that about you. But obviously, even positive people have their down days.
Yeah.
Is there anything you do to kind of pull yourself out of a slump if you're in one?
Yeah.
I just can't imagine you in one. But.
No, I do. You know what it's like? Some days you just feel a bit wobbly or you've got the or is anything going to go right? Those moments where you just think, I'll sort it out.
Yeah.
I think it is just, it's such a predictable answer, but just being around people that I love and rate.
Yeah.
There's no
you can't beat that, can you?
Yeah, there's sort of nothing else that really helps me think, actually, do you know what? And I think as well, my work, I tend not to catastrophize because it's given me such perspective. You know what I mean? I've seen such hardship and I've seen people really going through it. Of
course.
That actually my sort of woe is me moment in the grand scheme of things, it's totally fine. I mean, one example, I did a lot of work making a film about femicide. So it was the idea that the time, statistically, it was the world's worst place to be a female outside of a live war zone. So we were sort of trying to explore why that's the
heavy
case.
Stuff.
Yeah. No, pretty full on. I met this girl and she was just so, she was just so impressive. And she'd been in like this really messy relationship with this guy for a really long time, and we were sort of unpicking machismo and why there were these kind of archaic stereotypes around gender roles, blah 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 blah. And she had been with this guy and had been beating her up for a really long time, and she sort of plucked up the courage and went, "Do you know what, I'm not having this anymore, this is me done, I'm leaving." And this is entirely true. He looked at her and he said, "Well, you can't leave if you haven't got any legs." And he macheted both her legs off in front of their children, and she survived. So he cut both her legs off, and she was sat in this like homemade wheelchair.
Jesus Christ.
With this NGO. You meet women like that, and you just think.
And you just think, man, I don't care about the hula hoop smudged into my sofa.
Do you know what? Minnie, knock yourself out.
Yeah.
But that's what I mean. Doing that for a living is a great leveler.
It's a privilege.
Yeah, my career. I mean, it's so sort of, it's so
interesting
random as well, because I do
interesting.
Really heavy sort of docky films, and then I do sort of,
you stick the sequins on and do a cha-cha-cha.
Yeah. And I I think you need that. Like, we're multifaceted. You need escapism, and you need to lean into that side of things as well.
With your daughter,
yes,
with Minnie, do you hope she follows in any kind of footsteps, or do you want her to stay in school? Do you or do you kind of like what would you do if she sort of turned around and went, I want to do all the same things as you, I want to go in that kind of direction? How do you feel about that?
Like, I can't imagine what big Minnie is gonna look and be like. I just spend the entire time thinking, what are you gonna be like when you're 10 or when you're 15? Do you know what I mean? She's in her sort of chaotic era at the minute.
Yeah.
She's given me a real run for my money.
So she's 14 months.
14 months. But she's like, no.
Don't know where she gets that from.
Yeah. Where's this confidence come from? But everything's no. She's got this new sort of leopard print trackie that she will exclusively only wear that.
Legend.
Bright orange hair. She's good as gold.
She sounds amazing.
She's really 10 out of 10. I can't wait. I can't wait.
But I'm gonna be ringing around. I'm gonna be ringing you, going, what do I do?
Can I just say that no one said this to me? The first few months, you're like,
yeah,
what?
Yeah,
what? And you're going to be so tired. You're just not going to know what day of the week it is. But that passes. No, it passes, and everything's temporary. Everything that's hard is temporary.
So does it make you realise all the obviously huge changes you've been through in your life, career, so many different things going on? Is this the biggest change, would you say? Yeah. Does it make everything else just seem like it was easy to have that transformation? It was easy to do that. This is the biggest transformation.
The biggest gig you'll ever have. Yeah. That like next level.
Oh.
And it's I've always been like quite chill. Like, I can sort of handle.
You're very chill.
Do you know what I mean? Like, I can handle if something's kicking off, or I've made a mistake, or I need to apologise. I've always been quite pragmatic.
Yes.
But then your baby comes along, and I've never felt so anxious.
My mum says you'll never relax again.
Yeah. Oh, God Christ. No. Yeah. Oh no. We need a spa. We need a vacay.
Oh God.
You need to get all the sleep in while you can.
I need a drink.
You do need to drink. You need to double the second he exits. So
when you get a bath, are you bath or shower? Relaxing.
I don't understand.
Do you like your baths?
Love a bath. Yeah. Love a bath. My boyfriend's really into showers.
Yeah.
I sort of have the when we check into a hotel and it's only a shower.
Mm-hmm.
I think.
Oh my God, yeah, awful.
What kind of a hellhole is this? Yeah. I need a bath so I can sit there in my own shit for hours.
Yeah, definitely. Wallowing in your own filth. Heaven. Oh God. Well, thank you so much for talking to me.
Likewise.
And thank you for watching Soaking Up Life with me, Emily Atack, and my very special guest, Stacey Dooley. And remember, if you go around to Stacey's house, take your shoes off and don't eat hula hoops on the couch.